Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Cody and I'm here to bring you some fantastic Bitcoin and crypto related news and chart TA. And we have had such a crazy last couple of days that there's so much I want to go ahead and talk about. So before we get to that, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, and be sure to follow me on X and on Threads. So what we have here is Bitcoin has had quite a volatile day today, and Bitcoin went all the way from about 28,800 or 600 all the way up here to about 29,700. So about $1,000 change in the span of a couple of hours. If we take a look at our Bitcoin chart TA, I've zoomed in all the way here to about the 1 minute. The 1 minute interval, and we can see here that based off the volume candles like this one and like this one, we've seen some pretty massive whale buys today, including some of these being over 100 Bitcoin in about 2 or 3 minutes. So whales have come in, they've bought right here, they were buying back over here as well. This is basically this morning or this afternoon, and they've continued to buy throughout the day. So what does this look like when we take a look at the hourly? We can see that Bitcoin has, again, come all the way down here, dumping all the way down to 28,600, coming all the way up here to resistance here at about 29,700. So we've seen quite a lot of volatility with Bitcoin over the past couple of hours. Now, my previous video on chart TA, I said it was very possible that we can go into the 28s. We did come down into the 2800s. We barely touched that 28,600 level before immediately getting rejected, and you can see this candle right here in the middle is incredibly long wick to the downside. Buyers bought this all up and then pushed the price even higher. So one of the largest buyers that recently announced that they were buying was actually Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy. They announced that they had purchased an additional 467 Bitcoin for about 14.4 million, and now holds 152,800 Bitcoin. So Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy was buying the dip on this. We can see over the past couple of days that the volume has actually been fairly strong. If we go here to the daily, we can see that on today alone, we had over 2,000 Bitcoin trading hands. Very possible that Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy was buying in this area as soon as it lost the support here at 29,700. So that brings me to my next point. If we take a look at the daily, Bitcoin is still technically in a downtrend, especially if you back out and you take a look at everything here. We can see that it still hasn't overcome the strong resistance level here at about 29,700. Now, in order for Bitcoin to convince me that this downtrend is over, what we need to see is a strong breakout to the upside over here, and then continued momentum to carry it back up near 30,000, 31,000, somewhere in that region. However, what we could wind up seeing, if this resistance level never gets taken out, we could see it come back all the way down to 28,000 again, 28,600, 28,700, and then it would be continuing the downtrend. So we'll have to see right now. Bitcoin's kind of at an inflection point. We are really looking at this support turned resistance right now at 29,700, and I'll be watching this very closely. If Bitcoin comes back down here again below where we were, or maybe even close to that 28,600, I'd be very interested in buying. I was ready with a buy at about 28,400, and it just never got filled. So right now I am waiting patiently to see if the downtrend will resume. Now, if we take a look at what happened in the perpetual futures, you can see here that that buying that happened earlier caused a wave of short liquidations here. We have short liquidations at the bottom here, about 5 million or so. Over here, the past couple hours, over 15 million and over $7 million worth of Bitcoin shorts were liquidated, and you can see it squeeze the price all the way up here. I think that what we're seeing right now is a very strong short squeeze, judging by what we've seen here with the liquidations, and that's driving the Bitcoin price even higher. Now, it remains to be seen if we see additional liquidations or not. It seems right now that longs control the derivatives market, so the number of liquidations, short liquidations available would be much less. And if we go ahead and take a look at our crypto fear and greed index, we're at about 58. So we went all the way from fear here earlier at about 38, 39, and we went all the way over here to about 58 on the greed spot here. That was a pretty radical jump, and I am going to be, again, waiting for a better opportunity to add to my Bitcoin position. Now, the reason why, or one of the reasons why Bitcoin was going down earlier in the week, especially we had this crazy dump here in this candle, was because of what's happening with Curve. Curve is a DeFi platform, and they got hacked, and that could potentially lead to a further liquidation of loans totaling $100 million in Curve that Curve Finance had taken out, so as collateral. And that was one of the reasons why we saw the Bitcoin and the broader crypto market sell off, is because there's concerns about liquidations from this DeFi platform. But it seems like things have stabilized for the time being, and many members of the DeFi community came in and bought the CRV tokens in order to support this exchange. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, which is particularly important that happened over the past couple of days, is that the SEC asked Coinbase to stop trading in crypto, and this is important, other than Bitcoin, okay? So the SEC is suing Coinbase for their use of allegedly trading securities. However, the important part of this to realize is the fact that they are asking Coinbase to stop trading cryptocurrencies that are not Bitcoin. So that would imply, given the logic, that Bitcoin is not a security. And so this is something we've been saying a lot for the past couple of weeks, past couple of months. But this is just so important that Bitcoin is not a security, and Bitcoin is treated as a commodity instead, and not lumped in with the likes of some tokens and crypto assets that, quite frankly, aren't property and are more speculative and will have to be regulated even more harshly than Bitcoin will. Okay, this is very important when we talk about adoption. If Bitcoin is not seen as a security, it's much more attractive for investors, and especially institutional investors, to buy and hold as part of their portfolio, which is something that we would like to see in the Bitcoin community. At least I would anyways. Next, I like to talk about the Bitcoin transaction count. Bitcoin transaction count is up quite a bit over the past couple of days, and it's actually been on a very nice upswing since the start of the year. If we go to year to date, we can see here that we have a nice little uptrend showing activity on the blockchain is strong, is healthy right now, and there are no concerns currently about Bitcoin kind of falling by the wayside. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at our Ethereum chart TA, Ethereum is also having one of those weird-looking candles where you have this massive wick to the downside here. Now, Ethereum has busted through this support level here, which was resistance, which is now support again, and is currently trapped at this resistance line here at 1885. And we'll have to see whether or not it'll be able to pass above this resistance. This is really strong resistance, just like with Bitcoin. However, it's not as close to that resistance point as Bitcoin is currently, and it is still in a downtrend. If you go ahead and we just take a look at this, I have a lot of lines here. I'll clean this up a little bit. But if we take a look at all this, we can determine that Ethereum is in a downtrend, especially if we put in our trend lines here. We can see a very strong downtrend currently from Ethereum, from a high of about 2,000, now down here to about 1,800. So especially with Ethereum, that Curve Finance FUD that came out, concerns about liquidation, that would hit Ethereum particularly hard, because Ethereum has a lot to do with a lot of these DeFi platforms, and that would especially cause this liquidation would be felt in a ripple effect throughout the crypto industry, and especially for Ethereum. So it remains to be seen. We're looking for support right now to hold at 1857. If that does not hold, then we have support here at about 1832 as well. So look out for that for your Ethereum. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is earnings going on this week. So in the traditional markets, we have some serious earnings that are coming out. And especially when we start to look at Thursday, we have Amazon reporting, we have Apple reporting, we also have Coinbase and Block. Those two in particular are very important for the crypto sector because Coinbase is largely seen as one of the last exchanges that you can buy and sell crypto on, and Block is a large facilitator of people buying Bitcoin and buying crypto. And then of course Amazon, Apple, massive tech companies. We could see huge moves happen in the crypto space Thursday, so pay attention to that. And then economic calendar, we don't really have a lot going on the economic calendar this week. We have what's left in the week: jobless claims on Thursday. We have productivity on Thursday as well, and we have S&P final services PMI. And then on Friday, we have non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. I think this is probably the most important right here, the unemployment rate, to figure out whether or not we're above that 3.6% or not, or even below that. What we want to see is a strong economy that allows people to buy crypto and other assets and then hold them for a long period of time. All right, so that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about today's video. Leave a comment below and be sure to subscribe. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video.